Hi guys, this time I am reviewing Emma by Kaoru Mori. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, sorry. It is a Japanese manga that is translated into English, and it takes place in Victorian London. The main character of this is Emma, who is a maid for a governess, Miss Kelly. And Kelly used to be the governess for the Jones family, and she's now retired, and she takes in this young girl, Emma, and trains her to be a maid. But she also teaches Emma how to read, and so Emma is better educated than some of the other maids in this era, which is a really cool take on it. So Emma falls in love with William Jones. He comes to visit Miss Kelly because she was his governess. And as soon as he and Emma meet, they fall in love at first sight, basically. Emma manages to open the door in his face right when he's about to knock on it. And then he drops his hat, and Emma starts chasing it, and it is adorable. And the whole time, William is just kind of gobsmacked and, totally disoriented because he was not expecting to meet Emma, and he falls in love with her at first sight. It is totally adorable. So most of the story is him being in love with Emma and their class distinctions and how his family is against it and how the other people in Emma's world and her station view this. Miss Kelly is kind of egging them on, and there are a few other characters throughout the series that also kind of encourage them. Most of the society is against these two star-crossed lovers. Kaoru Mori does a great job of exploring the whole of Victorian society and how the different social distinctions line up, but also how other things work, stuff like the shops and how the balls and the big mansions work and all the staff involved in having one of these giant houses because William's family is pretty rich. So William's family has earned their wealth through trade, and so they are part of the nouveau rich, and they don't quite have the cred with, and so they aren't quite, they're still trying to gain social standing in the society, and so William's father is really pressuring him to marry an aristocrat or somebody who already is a part of an established family. And so one of these people is Eleanor Campbell, who is making her debut in society. She's like 16. William is not a fan of all these social functions and dancing, and Eleanor being out of her element when they first meet. It's her first ball, and so she kind of is like, oh, he's really cute, and he's being nice to me. And he tells it to her straight, and she is normally not included in all these discussions, so Eleanor is completely bespotted with him also. But William is still obsessed with Emma. So William's family and Eleanor's family are both really pushing this alliance and this marriage, and William, of course, is completely in love with Emma, so he's totally not having any of it. And when his father finds out the reason William doesn't want to marry Eleanor is because he's in love with a maid, he completely loses it. So the storytelling in here isn't just linear, like most of it is chronologically following when Emma and William meet on. But we also get to see flashbacks to when Emma was a child and she first became a maid and she first came to Kelly's house, and we get to see William as a child and his family and how he operates with his siblings, and when his mother is out of the picture now, but we have flashbacks to when she was still part of the family. The difference between William falling in love with Emma versus how William's parents met. I love the storytelling in these manga. Everything is fleshed out. Kaoru Mori has a great knack for storytelling, and there are a lot of pages where there are no words, and it's just her drawing and how she draws Emma and their facial expressions and what's happening, and it's really pretty. It's really gorgeous. Some of my favorite scenes in here are some of the balls they go to, like the big parties. And also, she takes them to the Crystal Palace in Volume 2. There's also an anime based off these called Emma, a Victorian Romance. And I love the anime also just because it's art constantly, so we get to see more of the world. Actually visually seeing more of the Crystal Palace was amazing in the anime. I watched the anime first, which made me totally fall in love with these characters, and the manga is not disappointing. There is kind of a content warning. In Volume 4, all of a sudden we have nudity for almost no reason whatsoever, but so if you are not a fan of nudity, maybe don't read this. Sorry, it's manga and I didn't show you the art. So here is the art from it. I like the way that it's pretty basic. It's not overdrawn. The details she does include are really stunning and fantastic. She uses stuff like Maddie's, which is a lending library, and just the details she puts into this about like what London society was like. And black and white is also in the original Japanese format, so you're reading the opposite direction, reading right to left instead of left to right. And it took me a while to get used to that because this is my first manga, but it's totally not that hard. We also do get to see some of the other cultures at the time. So William has a friend Hakim who is a prince in India, and he comes to visit, bringing with him his 4 elephants and his harem and a bunch of servants. We get to see some of what India is like at the time from Hakim visiting. And later we get to see like Japanese art. And Hakim is like there for this comic relief and this outsider perspective, how he sees Emma and William. William has 4 siblings, and his younger siblings are also not okay with him throwing his life away on a maid because he should be marrying into this upper society so that they can marry better also and have better prospects, especially his younger sister Vivian is like, how can you betray us? And is completely offended by the fact that he would even think of marrying anybody below their class. There's my review for Emma. I totally love it. Go check it out if you love Victorian London or romances or period dramas. I love you guys. Peace out and keep reading. Bye.